What if I told you that one small mistake in your everyday routine is subtly undermining your masculinity, transforming peaceful evenings into incessant bathroom breaks, and eroding your self-esteem one feeble stream at a time? Gentlemen, take a moment to visualize this. Without taking another medication or risking surgery, you may truly undo the persistent discomfort you've dismissed as just getting older. The disrupted sleep, the frantic rushes, the infuriating flow, through simple practices you've ignored your entire life. This is the startling reality, not hype. Prostate issues can be resolved. They are not a permanent condition. I'm Dr. Senior Man, a urological specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men over 60 regain their vitality, self-assurance, and self-control. I'm committed to men's health. I have witnessed countless of people fight this struggle in silence and come out on top. The twist is this. Your prostate continues to enlarge not just because you're getting older, but also because of hidden behaviors that most men claim are innocuous, such as the things you drink, the way you sit, or even how you deal with stress in your life. They automatically shrink when you flip them to the right. I'm going to share 5 powerful habits that nobody discusses nowadays. These are tried and true shifts that provide you uninterrupted sleep, reduce urgency, and restore your flow. Stay still because the 5th one is so simple that you'll question why your doctor didn't mention it. Everything might be unlocked by it. If this resonates with you, hit the subscribe button and give it a call right away. You won't miss these recommendations that will change your life as a man over 60. Please leave a 1 in the comments if this speaks to you, and a 0 if I can do better to better serve you. Let's get started. The secret nobody tells? It begins with something so basic that it has the power to change your nights in an instant. According to research from the Mayo Clinic, 50% of men over 60 wake up many times during the night because of their prostate pressure. But what if your hydration habits are the real problem, rather than merely your gland? First habit. Learn when to drink water to get more sleep. Imagine this. In my office, a 68-year-old retired mechanic named Frank sags, his shoulders drooping like a deflated tire and his eyes bloodshot. I'm up 5 or 6 times a night, doc. I feel like a prisoner inside my own body, and it's degrading and draining. When we examine his habits, we discover that he is drinking water late and believing it to be healthy. Here's the science, though. As you age, your prostate grows larger, squeezing the bladder like a vice. It quickly fills with evening fluids, which turns biology against you. According to Harvard Health, dehydration increases the chance of nocturia by 30% and prevents you from getting deep REM sleep, which is when your heart relaxes and your brain cleanses. Frank? He didn't believe it. Just had a drink earlier? Is that all? However, he made an effort. A few weeks later, he beams. Doctor, I slept for 6 hours straight. I'm a new man, my wife says. Regaining such freedom has a profound emotional impact. Water is what your body needs for vitality and circulation, but if you time it incorrectly, your prostate will pay the price. Unbelievably, men who front-load fluids sleep 25% longer without interruption, according to findings from the National Institute on Aging. A comparison? Imagine your bladder as a balloon that bursts with urgency when you overfill it at night. However, if you treat it properly, your prostate recovers, inflammation decreases, and healing increases. Plan of action. Aim for 70% of your daily water intake by 3 p.m. tomorrow. Drink 8 glasses in total from the morning until the middle of the afternoon, then taper off after supper. After sunset, avoid drinking tea, beer, or soda. Keep a journal of it. You'll awaken feeling renewed and in control. If you're committed to this tonight, type yes below. But staying hydrated is only the first step. What if your normal posture is contributing to the swelling by subtly shutting off blood to your pelvis? Gentlemen, chronic inactivity damages your prostate. Picture sitting for hours on end, your blood accumulating like stagnant water in a neglected pond. Second habit. Unlock pelvic blood flow with everyday activity. I've heard it 1,000 times. Doc, I barely move anymore. Recliner all day, TV, papers. Take Robert, a 65-year-old former salesman, who confessed, my legs ache, my flow's weak, and that constant pressure, it's hell. He thought retirement meant slowing down, but science says otherwise. Mayo Clinic research reveals sedentary lifestyles slash pelvic circulation by 40%, trapping toxins and sparking inflammation that enlarges your prostate. Startling? Blue Zone studies on long-lived men show those who move daily cut BPH risk by 35%. Robert shrugged off my advice at first. A walk? At my age? But he started small, 10 minutes around the block. Month later, Doc, no more nagging ache. Energy's back. My grandkids can't keep up. It's profound. Dignity restored, hope renewed. Your prostate needs oxygen-rich blood to survive. If you sit on it for too long, it will starve and bulge up like rusty hinges. However, if you move, you can breathe again. Sitting marches or light stretches are effective, even if you have limited mobility. Plan of action. Beginning tomorrow, dedicate 20 to 30 minutes each day. After breakfast, take a quick walk or attempt pelvic tilts. 10 repetitions. Sit tall, tighten your core like you're holding in gas. Hold for 5 seconds, and then release. Increase to 3 sessions. The urgency will subside and you'll feel lighter. Comment, moving, if this makes you feel energized. But if your meal is full with inflammatory bombs, moving won't be enough. What if that sugary treat or juicy burger is subtly stoking the fire inside your prostate, transforming minor problems into ongoing suffering? Third habit, consume food to reduce inflammation in the prostate. Food can be poison or medication in addition to being fuel. Here comes George, a 72-year-old widower who only eats processed meats, fries, and sweets. I'm so tired, Doc. Up every hour, flow like a drip. What does he eat? Gasoline that is burning. According to Harvard research, red foods and sweets increase the chance of prostate growth by 45% by causing inflammatory increases. However, when you switch to anti-inflammatory foods, magic occurs. Tomato lycopene reduces gland size by 20% according to Mayo Clinic studies. Change everything? George protested. We started out slowly. Broccoli twice a week, tomatoes every day, and pumpkin seeds for zinc. The National Institute on Aging reports that 60% of older men suffer from zinc deficiency, which exacerbates symptoms. Green tea for antioxidants, salmon for omega-3s. After weeks, calm nights, powerful flow, I feel alive. I started crying. It's about finding happiness again. An analogy. Similar to a garden, your prostate chokes off weeds, inflammation, that grow on trash. Centenarians in the blue zones vouch for this. Fish, vegetables, and seeds reduce urgency by 30%. Plan of action. Stock up for tomorrow by adding sliced tomatoes to breakfast, steaming broccoli for lunch, green tea after meals, fish for dinner, and a handful of pumpkin seeds as a snack. Reduce processed foods by half. The journal prevails. If you're on board, type, eat smart. However, even flawless meals fall short if your bladder is taking over. Have you ever felt like your bladder is a despot that insists on toilet breaks at the most inconvenient times? The fourth habit is to stop the urgent tyranny by retraining your bladder. The majority of men are unaware that years of hurrying have trained it to raise alarms too soon. Doc, I map restrooms everywhere. Movies, church, road trips? Says Harold, a 67-year-old grandfather to 6 children. Ignore it. It's embarrassing. It was a vicious cycle, with his bladder signaling urgency at half full. According to Harvard Urology, 33% of men over 60 suffer from an overactive bladder, which exacerbates prostate problems. Retraining it, however, restores control. Timed holding increases capacity by 25%, according to studies. Harold fought back. Disregard the temptation? Not possible. We began modestly, waited 5 minutes, then 10. Add Kegel exercises by holding the pelvic muscles for 10 seconds 10 times a day. After several months, I watched my grandson's game from beginning to end without any rushes. Liberty. It's freeing. Self-assurance surges. Your bladder is like a dog. If you train it incorrectly, it will constantly whine. If you train it well, it will comply. Action plan. Take note of cravings tomorrow. Start with a 5-minute delay and work your way up to 15. Morning and night, do Kegel exercises. Drink wisely to prevent overload. You'll stop worrying all the time. If you're ready, put retrained in the comments. However, one unseen saboteur persists. Stress is like an invisible storm that feeds inflammation. Is your prostate more swollen than you realize due to the burden of everyday concerns? The fifth habit. Use relaxation techniques to relieve tension brought on by stress. Stress is physical warfare as well as mental warfare. Floods of cortisol cause the pelvic muscles to stiffen and the flow to intensify. Consider 70-year-old veteran Victor. Doctor. Nothing works despite trying medications, diets, and even surgery. His life? No downtime, constant grind. Chronic stress is linked by the Mayo Clinic to 40% of BPH flare-ups. Too simple, Victor sneered at breathing. However, he made an attempt. Twice a day, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and exhale for 6. After a few weeks, nights are calm, pressure is gone. Lighter on the inside. Deep change. Pandemonium is replaced by tranquility. The National Institute on Aging Relaxation promotes healing by reducing inflammation by 30%. An analogy is that stress causes your pelvis to become twisted. Relax, and the flow becomes easier. Yoga is not necessary. Walks, prayer, and music will do. Plan of action. Breathe for 5 minutes before bed or breakfast tomorrow. Every week, include a nature walk. Stress in journals decreases. If you are committing, type relax. Gentlemen, observe how your prostate reacts by incorporating these 5 habits: stress release, bladder mastery, inflammation-fighting foods, daily movements, and intelligent hydration. I have witnessed men like Victor, Harold, George, Robert, and Frank overcome adversity and regain peaceful nights and self-assured days. It has affected me the most over the past 30 years. It's not simply gland shrinkage, it's about regaining vitality, dignity, and hope. Age does not mean that you are helpless. Build momentum by starting small. Your body is prepared for recovery. If motivated, hit like, subscribe for more, comment with your favorite habit, and share with a brother who needs it. Change today, and your future self will appreciate it.